It is time for the legal landscape here on The Edge 105.1, 105.3 FM. Today's topic is power of attorney, the extent of authority given. Now, for a number of reasons, it may be convenient or even necessary to have someone act on your behalf or manage your affairs. Through a legal document known as a power of attorney, you can grant another party legal authority to act in your name and on your behalf. However, careful consideration should be given before deciding who to entrust with such great responsibility and the extent of the authority given. Paulette Neil, attorney at law and partner at DunnCox Attorneys at Law, joins us to discuss the topic, power of attorney, the extent of authority given. Thank you for joining us, Paulette.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you and to break this down for us. Very interesting. Break down the meaning of power of attorney, first of all, for our listeners, Paulette.
Sure, dear. Well, you kind of alluded to the definition in your introduction, but I will certainly expound. A power of attorney is an instrument or a legal document whereby one party, known as a principal, grants to another party.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, Paulette. Are you using a hands-free? Are you speaking directly into the instrument, or are you on hands-free?
I'm speaking directly into the instrument.
Directly into the instrument. I'm going to ask you to hang up and we'll call you back, okay?
Sure.
I want to hear every word, or speak again. I just want to hear everything that you're saying.
Sure.
Can you start speaking again for me, please, Paulette? I'm so sorry about that.
Sure. All right. So, as I said before, a power of attorney is an instrument or a legal document whereby one party, known as the principal, grants to another party, known as the agent, the authority to act on behalf of and in the name of the principal. So the extent of the authority given to the agent depends on what is set out in the document itself.
Thank you. And I can hear you loud and clear now, because we want to understand all the details of this power of attorney. Paulette, in what situations may the use of a power of attorney be necessary?
So common situations in which a power of attorney may be necessary or even just be convenient include where a person resides overseas and may not be able to travel due to illness or other extenuating circumstances and need someone to manage their affairs here while they are abroad. Mm-hmm. Also, in instances of sickness or incapacity, the use of a power of attorney may be necessary.
Okay. So what kind of authority can be given under a power of attorney?
There are many things that you can authorize someone to do under a power of attorney. So some examples include the authority to deal with your property by leasing it or selling it or transferring it or obtaining a mortgage or a charge over the property. You could also give the authority to manage your business and its affairs, or to collect your debts, or to even sue a third party, or to defend a court action on your behalf, or simply to withdraw money from your account. But you must specify, though, Deon, in the power of attorney document what powers you are giving your agent and when those powers are to take effect.
Mm-hmm. You say when those powers are to take effect. Let me ask you first, from what you've said, are there different types of power of attorney?
Yes, Deon, there are different types of power of attorney. So the first type is a limited or a specific power of attorney. And as the name suggests, it allows the agent to perform only specific acts on behalf of the principal. So it could include leasing a property or selling a property which a principal is a registered owner of, or handling the principal's bank account. So it's very specific. A second type of power of attorney is a general power of attorney. This allows the agent to conduct business on behalf of the principal, within the realm of the law, and it is very general in nature. There's a third type of power of attorney, and that is a durable power of attorney. So unless your power of attorney specifically says otherwise, your agent's power ends if you become mentally incapacitated. A durable power of attorney, however, is one which remains in effect even after the principal has become mentally incapacitated. However, and importantly, at the time of granting the power, the principal must have the mental capacity.
And I was about to ask you, but I wanted to just hear the different types of power of attorney. How long is power of attorney valid for?
So a power of attorney, it becomes effective after it has been properly executed, stamped at the stamp office, and recorded at the Island Records Office of Jamaica. And in some instances, upon registration at the titles office, where the power of attorney concerns or deals with registered property. The power of attorney, however, remains valid until the date specified in the power of attorney or until the specific task assigned to the agent is completed, or when the principal decides to revoke the power of attorney, or upon death of the principal. So it depends.
It depends. Are there any risks involved in granting such power under a power of attorney?
Certainly, Deon. A power of attorney is a very powerful document. It's a document where your agent is entrusted with important decisions and control over your personal assets. Your agent may have access to your bank accounts or your property or your investments. And if your agent is not someone that is trustworthy, serious problems can arise. So some of the risks include the possibility of the agent abusing his power for his own interest instead of the principal's interest. So, for example, the agent may withdraw money from your bank account to spend on himself, or rent or transfer your property unknown to you. The agent could take out a loan in your name, which you would be required to repay. And generally, you're bound to your agent's acts, and you're responsible for your agent's negligence while he's acting on your behalf. So it is extremely important that when you're selecting an agent to grant power under a power of attorney, that you ensure that it is someone that you can trust.
So what advice then would you give to someone who is considering making a power of attorney?
Well, if you're considering to make a power of attorney, decide the scope of power to be given to your agent. And by that I mean determine whether you need to issue a specific power or a general power. Ensure that you're giving the power that you really want to give. So, for example, if you're giving power over a property in Kingston, ensure that the power of attorney, ensure that the property named in the power of attorney is the property in Kingston. If you're giving a general power, ensure that the person is trustworthy and you're confident that, that person would act in your best interest and follow your instructions. Ensure that there is no conflict of interest, and consider how long you'd like this person to have power over your affairs. And of course, seek the advice of an attorney at law.
Always in all things, eh?
Right.
Paulette, you've given us such details. Thank you so much for helping us to understand and break down the power of attorney and the extent of the authority that we need to consider to either receive or give, because we have to accept that responsibility as well too. Do you have any other hashtags, did you know?
I do have one for you, Deon. So there is some authority that cannot be given under a power of attorney, such as the authority to make or alter a will, and the authority to vote in a general election.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, just one. Would someone really try to do that, though?
It wouldn't be possible.
But it wouldn't be possible. So just
right.
You're listening to the Edge, you now know it wouldn't be possible,
legal.
So you can't try. I want to thank you so very much for joining us again. Very informative as always. And
you're welcome,
excited to see what we're going to discuss next week and to hear from you inside the legal landscape. Our guest today, partner at DunnCox, is attorney at law Paulette Neil. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You've just heard Season 5, Episode 3 in the legal landscape. Join us next week at 5:30 for another in this exciting series.